Hello kids, how are you? Yes, all good? Okay. So let me introduce myself. My name is Dupal Kumari. I have done BTech in 2015 from Netaji Subhas Engineering College, Kolkata, and then I have done PGTV from Manipal University. Okay, I had a career in teaching and as well as in software development industry. So career teaching is my passion. So I am here as a permanent teacher, right? And I will teach you mathematics from right now. Okay. So moving further, let me ask you one question. Do you remember the lesson we have gone through? Fraction, decimals, remember? Okay, let me give you an example. You and your friends ordered a pizza. You and your friends ordered a pizza, and you divided it into four equal parts. You divided it into four equal parts, and then you had one slice of out of it. Yeah, you had one slice out of it. So how much did you take? You take one fourth of that. You took one fourth of that, right? So that is 1 by 4, 1 by 4, a fraction number, right? That is a fraction number. Do you agree? Yeah, 1 by 4. Now, what if the temperature falls by 2.5 degrees Celsius? What if the temperature falls by 2.5 degrees Celsius? That is minus 2.5 or minus 5 by 2, right? So what we call these numbers? Yes, do you know? No, yes. So today we are going to learn what are these numbers called, right? So let's start. Oh, so let me share my screen and tell me if it is visible. Okay. Yes. So is my screen visible to you? Yes, now it must be. So here is a picture. Yeah, can you see it? Yes, decimals, terminating decimals and non-terminating decimals. You are familiar with the term decimals, right? 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.23. These are decimal numbers. You have gone through the session, right? It is clear to you. So decimal numbers can be divided into two categories, that is terminating decimals and non-terminating decimals. So what are terminating decimals? Can you tell me? Please cite me some examples. Yeah, zero point 0.5. Someone is telling zero point 0.5, right? Zero point 0.5, 0.5. So 0.5, then 0.25, then yeah, these are terminating decimals. This can be represented as 1 by 2 and this can be represented as 1 by 4. Okay, so these are terminating decimals that terminate after a digit. Like after 5, there is nothing. There is 0 and there is nothing. After 2, 5, there is nothing. So they stop. They are stopped. Okay, they terminate after a digit. So they are called terminating decimals, right? One example of repeating decimal. This is 7 by 11 can be represented as 0.63, 63, 63, 63, and so on. It will repeat itself up to infinity. Okay. So we put a bar on it. We put a bar on the 6 and 3. Right. So together these terminating decimals and these repeating decimals form a group of numbers that is called rational number. That is a separate category for rational numbers. These numbers are called rational number system. And what is the definition of rational number system? Can you guess? Yes, let me tell you. First of all these numbers like 1 by 2, 1 by 4, and 7 by 11 are, are much similar to the fraction numbers, right? They are fractions itself. They are fractions itself. And all of us know that fractions can be represented as fixed point on the number line. They can be represented as fixed point on the number line. Do you agree? Yes. So both these terminating decimals and these repeating decimals can be represented as a fixed point on the number line. Can be represented as a fixed point on the number line. And they are called rational numbers. So what is the definition of rational number? Definition of rational number is any number in the form of p by q where q is not 0 is and p and q belongs to the set of integers is called rational number. Both p and q belongs to the set of integers and q is not equal to 0. Okay. If the statement comes p and q belongs to the set of integers, then there is one thing true, like if minus 0.5 it can be represented on number line as a point, then it can be also represented minus 0.5 and it will be minus 1 by 2. If 0.25 can be represented, then its opposite can also be represented, that is minus 1 by 4. And same is true for minus 7 by 11. Okay, and the point that we have discussed, minus 0.25, that can be represented as minus 5 by 2, right? So if the positives can be represented on the number line, their negatives also lie on the same number line and can be represented as fixed point on the number line, right? So do you, it is clear to you what is a rational number? Any number in the form of p by q, where p and q belongs to the set of integers and q is not equal to 0, is called rational number, right? And tell me one thing, what will happen if q becomes 0? What will happen if q becomes 0? Q, yeah, there will be 0 in the denominator, right? Right. Very nice. So there will be 0 in the denominator and it will become undefined. What it become? It becomes undefined. It becomes undefined if q is equals to 0, right? That's why q never becomes 0 in the denominator. And what about, is the 0 a rational number? Is 0 a rational number? Of course it is a rational number. Why? Because it can be represented as in the form of p by q, where q is some number, some non-zero number, and p is 0, right? Like this. 0 by 1, 0 by 2, 0 by 3, each one of them equals to 0, right? That's why 0 is a rational number, right? So, rational number is clear to you? Let me briefly recap for the session. So, terminating and repeating decimals are represented as, can be represented as fixed point on the number line, and it is true for their opposites also. So, they can be categorized as rational numbers. And definition of rational number is any number in the form of p by q, where p and q belongs to the set of integers and q is non-zero, is called rational number, right? Okay. So there are a lot to do in rational numbers. We will go in further detail in the next session. Okay. So bye-bye. See you. Take care, all of you. Bye.